What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Phil and Leroy the Judgmental Podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil.
And I'm Leroy. So, what's going on, Phil?
Ain't nothing, chilling. Just getting ready for the Eagles.
Uh huh. You don't sound enthusiastic about it.
Nah, I was a little sick the last couple of days.
Oh, you had COVID.
Nah, I didn't have COVID. I feel like I ate too much meat because I had like the last 3 days, not yesterday because I ain't eat shit yesterday, but I was just eating a whole bunch. I had like steak, two cheese steaks, and then another steak, and then it was just too so much. My stomach just swelled up like a hard rock bowling ball. And I had
Hmm.
like gas in the air, but I wasn't farting, and then it was just stuck in there. So I was walking around all swole. Then I wound up throwing up. It was so much vomit coming out. It was disgusting.
You threw up at home or at work?
No, I was at home.
Oh, okay. All right.
I probably lost like 5 pounds in overnight.
Uh huh.
I
Just
was
from
feeling like
throwing up?
not eating the next, throwing up, and then not eating the next day. Because when I feel like crap, I don't like to eat. I think the only thing I ate yesterday was like a piece of chicken. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you for that. Was a somewhat a half a food, your half a food talk, by the way. We gonna
Yeah, I don't,
count
I don't, I don't know what was going on. I was fucked up.
we gonna count that as one of your food problems too, by the way, since you haven't given us any new stories.
Well, I haven't been ordering like that. Well, thank God I got a wife that like to cook. I just been grubbing at the house.
Hmm. So today we got the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to Chicago, Illinois to face the 3-10 Chicago Bears at Soldier Field. Eagles are 8.5 favorite, and the over and under is 48.5. So, what you think of this game?
Yeah, it should be a walk through the park if you ask me.
That's why I
I
started
mean,
laughing.
Chicago got a nice running game because they quarterback run. But if
Yes,
you get up on him and he has to throw, shit, we should get at least like 2 interceptions. Like
yes.
he's not that good when it comes to throwing, not yet anyway, because he was good in college. But as on a pro level, he's not that good, and I think he's more scared to throw too. So you gotta be having that heart and willing to take your chances. His thing is hike the ball, one read, and then I'm out.
Justin Fields have to go do the same things that Jalen Hurts did in the offseason. Man, this is a great time for him to ask him, like, what did you do during the
Mm-hmm.
offseason? Because, well, Hurts was the one that supposedly wasn't accurate and all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and he couldn't throw the football. And it's the same problems that Justin Field is
It's
having.
it's this guy that they said he was training with, and this guy's supposed to be like a quarterback guru that helps a lot of quarterbacks out. So, like
Yeah,
you said, if you're a young quarterback and you need that, you're supposed to call that guy up.
right. The Bears, I think, is number one in the league in rush offense. It's because, like you said, because of the running back. Because I think he's like
You mean
I
quarterback?
quarterback. Yeah, I think he's like in the top for we did that the average yards per carry. I think he's
Mm-hmm.
like at like 8 to 7 to 8 or something like that. So it's they have a good run offense and a shitty ass run defense. I think they like 25, 26 in rush defense. So do your job, Miles. Well, not saying Miles, but do your job, offensive coordinators. That sound better.
Right.
So
Yeah.
don't fucking get there and start hiking up, throwing passes. Start of the game. They bad at run defense. Run the football. The first play should be a run play.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I say run play, I'm not talking about the Jalen goes back and then run. I'm talking about hand it off to running back run
Right.
play.
And Miles Sanders showed when he get the opportunity, he makes it count. The dude is
Right.
averaging 5 yards a carry, and he's like second in the NFL in 20+ yard runs. So it's like,
Yep.
damn, get this dude some carries.
Exactly. This should be a Russian field day. I want to say Miles will get 113. Is that too much?
No.
What you think?
Because the Eagles are stupid like that sometimes. So they might not give them the carries that they want because it might be an easy game, and they like to pass. So I'm gonna give them 100 yards,
Okay.
95 to 100.
All right. All right. Now, how much this Hurts is going to have?
Rushing or passing?
Russian.
Rushing, I'll give him 65.
Oh, you low. You low today.
Because I don't think this is going to be a big high scoring game. Because once we start running the ball, they're going to go probably three and out a lot. So that's going to get them off the field a lot. And I think we'll have the ball and be running the ball and shooting up the clock a lot.
Oh, and another thing. Uh, it's like 20 degrees there, 15, 20 degrees there, and I think it's real windy. And I think it might have chance of snow, by the way.
Mm,
Speaking, if I'm speaking about the being at Soldier Field.
mhm.
So obviously Vegas, whoever makes a point spread, don't have any hope for the Chicago Bears if the Eagles are 8.5 point favorite. What's your prediction of the final score?
And the final score, let's go. Let's go 10-24.
Okay, see, I have 27-13.
Not far off.
Yeah. So any other thoughts? Because I really don't have I don't have much to say on this one.
No, did you watch the game the other day that they was up 33 and blew it?
Yesterday. That was
Yeah, it was
yesterday.
yesterday. See, I
The
was
Col-
out yesterday, so I missed it. Yeah, the Colts game.
the Colts and the Vikings.
God damn, how did you do that? Like, was they still passing? They had to be.
Yep. And let me see the stats because I looked at the final stats of the game yesterday.
Damn, Matt Ryan. Now you done blew the Super Bowl with a big ass lead
I
and
say
another game.
damn your coach.
Yeah, but he's
Well,
still the quarterback.
Matt Ryan was 19 for 33, 182 yards, one touchdown.
The way you do it, if you don't like the play calling, you can audible. You can throw the short passes to the running back or the tight end or whatever, and then you can take your time with hiking the ball. You can start chewing that clock out on your own.
Hmm. And our boy Kirk Cousins is 34 for 54,
Man, Kirk
460
Cousins had like
yards.
64 points in the fantasy.
Yep. And what the guy say that he put who did he say Mahomes, right? Don't he have
Yeah,
Mahomes and
yeah.
Cousins? Yeah, he
Mm-hmm.
put yeah, ain't nothing you can do about that one because I would just have Mahomes on in there.
Exactly.
But
Everybody would.
yeah, so ain't much you can do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well, here's the cheers to our sucky fantasy football season. By the way, I think I was 4-10.
I don't even need you to mention mine. That league, god damn, that was
Yes.
horrible.
Uh-huh.
And the thing is, I had didn't I have Allen at my quarterback? There's no way I should have had two
Yes.
wins.
Mm-hmm. Like goodness. And the only people I beat on was you and the girl. I forget her name on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even think she even really even playing like that.
And still got a better record than me.
No, is it the same, right? Or maybe
Is
she
it?
might have one win.
She was up one game, and I was like,
It-
man, I at least gotta beat her. So I don't know.
yeah, and that's why I was asking. Is it like a loser tournament or something? The way it's going, or
No, you're done.
but they never answered the question when I asked.
They probably thought you was joking.
No, I wasn't joking.
They probably thought you was joking though. I would have thought you was joking.
Yeah, because it's still like counting scores. See, if you look on there, it's still like counting.
Well,
It'll
that's
say,
because they want to have the rankings after the top guys that's in the playoffs get their rankings. So you have
uh-huh.
a final ranking. So if you win your loser bracket, it might move you up in the final rankings like that.
So
It don't
so
mean shit though.
okay. So do you personally are you still making substitutions and all that stuff?
Oh man, I ain't really do shit the last couple weeks.
Oh, okay. All right.
Once I missed the playoffs, I was like, the hell with it. You know what I mean?
Right, because I saw that buy, and then I'm looking, and it's like still like gathering up fantasy football points. That's why I asked, was it like a loser tournament or something?
Yeah, no, ain't nothing going on.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to Cooper Cup. I had a lot of injuries too, by the way. A lot of injuries. I'm not picking Lamar no more. I'll pick another quarterback next year. Uh, yeah, well, we'll be back. I don't have really much to say about this game. It should be it should be an easy one for the Eagles. Should be. Well, we'll see. We'll see if we have someone from Chicago on here to talk to us. I doubt it. Like last week, The team only won 4 games. I'm sorry, 3 games, and I don't think they won. See, the thing I think people think that while I'm asking them, like we gonna get on there and make fun of them,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't do that. So that's what I think. Like, oh, they just gonna make fun of me or whatever. So
Mm-hmm.
I doubt it, but we'll see.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back at halftime.
All right.
Eagles!
All right, it's halftime. The Eagles is up 10-6. Some quick stats on the Eagles side. Jalen Hurts is 8 for 16, 139 yards with 2 interceptions. Rushing, Jalen Hurts 7 carries for 40 yards. Miles Sanders 3 carries for 12 yards with a 4.0 average. I just wanted to mention that average for y'all. Receiving, we have Devontae Smith 3 receptions, 104 yards. AJ Brown 2 receptions for 25 yards. On the Bears side, on passing, Justin Fields 8 for 12, 81 yards, sacked 5 times. Rushing, Justin Fields 11 carries, 81 yards. Montgomery 8 carries for 33 yards. Receiving, we have Montgomery two receptions for 28 yards, and St. Brown 1 reception for 20 yards. And it's funny because Fox didn't show how St. Brown got like rammed into the ground. That's why he got
I know
knocked out.
nobody saw that. I said his head smacked into the ground. That's how he got a
Yep.
concussion. They wouldn't show the replay.
Nope. And well, since it's like 20 degrees there, the field is probably hard.
Like concrete.
Yep. And he got smacked hard back of his head right on the ground. And they ain't even show every time when they'll like get to that point, they always cut it.
Mm-hmm. But don't nobody even mention it. It's like everybody just didn't see it except us at home.
Yeah. Well, Philip, this is some shitty football. Now we mentioned the judgmentals. We do this every week, but specifically this game, the judgmentals mentioned that the Chicago Bears was bad at rush defense. I think I said they was 24th or 25th.
27th.
I did it. Okay, yeah, they're 27th. They're 27 against rushing defense, and your running back, who's a good running back, only has 3 carries, and they only gave him the 3 carries at the end of the second half, at the end of the second quarter.
The last minute of the game, he got 2 more carries.
Right. They're throwing the football. Jalen Hurts has 2 interceptions, which they should have no business even throwing a football like that anyway.
They were shitty passes too. I don't know what he's smoking.
Exactly. On the Chicago side, also as we mentioned, they should have took that 3 points when they was up. I forget where they were at. They were close, but they went for it on 4th down instead of kicking the field goal. I know the kicker is bad, but you playing against one of the best teams in the league. Get some points. Number one is get some points. The hell with that. Now, if you was up and you wanted to go for it on 4th down, I give you that. Mm-hmm. It's 0-0. It's 0-0. Get some points. Let them chase you, not the other way around.
There was 2 pass interference calls that the refs just didn't give us. Straight grabbed their guys, and the refs didn't act like they didn't even see that shit. Mm-hmm. And then when Fletcher Cox didn't jump on that ball, there's little shit like that you can change the game.
Yep, because they scored.
Yep.
When he should have no, see, our boy was trying to pick up the ball and run.
Yeah, greedy shit for you know the was never get picked it
up. Yeah, he tried to pick it up and run, but the only positive is Devontae Smith and the Eagles' front defensive line. They're playing well. They sacked him 5 times. Good
Hassan Reddick should be some consideration for Defensive Player of the Year because shit, he got to be like in the top 3 in sacks.
Mm-hmm. Now, here's a question for you. Since Justin Field is an athletic running quarterback, is our boy Nakobe Dean going to get in?
Probably not.
So what's going on there?
They just like the linebackers that we have, so that's who they rolling with.
All right, so why would they draft him?
I think they drafted him before they picked up the free agent bulls. Because we needed linebackers when we drafted him, and I was happy about it. And then they picked up Kaiser White and Hassan Reddick, you know what I mean? So it is what it is. I wish he was in the rotation, though.
Yes. Maybe he'll get in today.
He'll probably be starting next year, though.
Right. So this second half, I surely hope the Eagles saw the Eagles play calling, seeing how Miles Sanders can run the football, and hopefully he get more carries than three.
That's Shane Steichen. He do this shit every week. We thought it was bad when we used to fuss about Andy Reid and what's the other guy name? Doug Peterson not running the ball, but this guy got hit. Both of them beat because he run way less than both of them. He be going
Right.
into halftime with one or two running back plays. That's crazy.
Yep. Yep.
You'll never see that with any other NFL team where a team don't use their running back for a whole quarter or a
Hmm.
half.
A good running back now, not
Right.
not some
Yeah.
bad running back.
But
Right.
even the bad running backs get touches.
Hmm. Right. Yeah, this is some they have to work on that. I don't know, new personnel or what, but they have to listen, it's common sense. And I know Phil and I are couch coaches, but damn, you could look at stats and see that the Chicago Bears is bad at run defense. So
Mm-hmm.
the common sense will tell you to run the football.
Don't they got like a running backs coach that could go over to the coach and be like, "Hey, coach, we should probably start running the ball now." Like you don't get none of that input.
Do they do that? Do coaches do that?
I don't know. I mean, and I kept seeing substitutions with Miles Sanders. I'm like, why he coming out the game if he ain't even getting touches?
Mm-hmm.
So the running back coach, they put the running back personnel in. So if they put different players in, you would want to see them do good. That's how you make your name. If you're the running back coach and your running back is putting up big numbers, that's how you move up the ladder.
Maybe they'll do it like at halftime, like say something to them while they're in the locker room. I don't know if they'll approach them like during the game like that. But hell, Miles Sanders should be more
Well,
vocal.
see, that's what I said. If I was Miles Sanders, I'd go up to the coach, right to the coach. I ain't going to the play coordinator, none of that shit. I'm going to the coach. Hey, coach, I'm over here getting cold. Can I get some touches?
Or he can say something during like press conferences or interviews with the press, say
Yeah.
something about I should give, but then they'll say he's selfish or
Well.
something
I
like
think you
that.
got to say. I think you have to say that to the coach first, and then if nothing changed, then when they ask you about it in the press, that's when you answer because they're going to ask you. You don't even got to bring it up. They're going to ask you, and that was
Right.
like, I would like to see more opportunities. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That's not nothing negative to, at the coach. Is just saying like, give me some goddamn opportunities.
Right.
Anybody watching football would agree with that.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, I just wish I was in the room to hear them because this doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all to me. But maybe they know better than we do. I don't know. But common sense to tell you if the Chicago Bears is bad at run defense and you got one of the best running backs in the league to run the football.
What he had 17 carries for 144 yards and 2 touchdowns last week, and this week you don't give him no carries.
Right.
That don't make no sense.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll be back. Anything else you want to add?
Nah.
Well, we have a person that wants to join in with us. Shout out to him if he joined us because I would think that someone from Chicago don't want to talk to us because since they three and
Well,
10.
if they win, he'll join. If they lose, he probably fall off.
Yeah, yeah, they was rolling when he said I'll join, but now they losing. We'll see if he.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, my fault. I had to go to run to the store.
Yeah, right.
All right, then we'll be back.
All right.
All right, we back. The Eagles won 25-20. Here's some stats on the Eagles side. Jalen Hurts, 22 for 37, 315 yards, 2 interceptions. Rushing, you have Jalen Hurts, 17 rushes, 61 yards. Miles Sanders, 11 carries for 42 yards. On receiving, we have A.J. Brown, 9 receptions, 181 yards. And Devontae Smith, 5 receptions, 126 yards. On the Bears side, passing, we have Justin Fields, 14 for 21, 152 yards, 2 touchdowns. Rushing, we have Justin Fields, 15 carries for 95 yards. Montgomery, 12 carries for 53 yards and 1 touchdown. Uh, Receiving, we have Pringle, 2 receptions, 39 yards, and Montgomery, 3 receptions for 38 yards. shitty football on the Eagle side, and we thinking that they were going to run the football in the second half, and they ain't do that neither.
Nope. It was like they had a predetermined destination to just get Hurts over 300 yards passing. He just kept passing the ball. I'm like, what are they doing?
Yep. And here's Miles Sanders, 11 rushes for 42 yards, and he averaged 3.8 yards a carry, which is not bad at all. I don't get it. I'm confused. Especially the way the Eagles played in the first half. You would think they thought that they was going to run the ball the second half.
Yep.
And didn't do it. Yeah, this was a they won, but this was a poor performance on the Eagles side. It's not the players, it's the damn coaching. The only positive I could say is the defensive line played good, and Devontae Smith was awesome today.
Yeah, Devontae Smith and Hassan Reddick, they pretty much is the ones that won the game because they both play hard.
Yep.
And I'm not even mad at our defense, even though they missed a lot of tackles. This referee was horrible. It was so many pass interferences that they just wouldn't call it.
Yep.
Ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
And I see the Cowboys lost in overtime.
Yeah. That helps us a lot in the standings.
I don't know how they lost because right before I got on the computer, the Cowboys had the ball in overtime driving.
Was it a fumble or
it
interception?
Had to be like a fumble or interception or something, run back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what happened. That's what I said. As soon as I came over here, I saw the Cowboys was driving in overtime. I turned on the computer, got logged in, and then I pulled it up on my phone and it said Cowboys. And I turned around real fast and I see the coaches talking and game over. I'm like, how? When the Cowboys had the ball.
Oh, any thoughts on the game?
If we play like this in the playoffs, this shit is gonna get us in trouble. We need to have a balanced attack, and we've been saying that since the beginning of the year, and we still don't do it. I don't understand that.
No. All right, joining us, we got Mike, also known as the Bargain Brother on Twitter.
Bargain Brother.
Yeah, credit czar, stock market suitod, and real estate pro. He's one of us, Philip. He like to get those deals.
Hey, that's the best way to do.
Right.
Yeah.
So, tell us, how do you think the Bears played?
Today I think they fought, and at this point, I'm looking for the silver linings. I didn't expect them to beat the Eagles, but I was happy that they took it into the fourth. And I think that once we get a better supporting cast, we'll win a lot of these close games. The Bears are a couple wideouts, a couple defensive linemen away from being a 9 to 10 win team, and then maybe a year after that, a serious threat to go deep in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
If the draft capital is used properly.
Phil and I said that Justin Fields need to do what Jalen Hurts did in the offseason, because Jalen Hurts was one that was supposed to be inaccurate and can't throw the football. And it's almost Justin Fields is almost like the same person, the same type player.
Yeah.
He needs to go to that same coach that Jalen Hurts did in the offseason to help out his passing.
I agree. I think the passing is there. I think Jalen has been given some great complementary players now. He has great pass catchers. He got guys that are going to be in the right spot where that ball is, as opposed to Justin is dealing with, guys with potential or guys that don't maybe have great hands, but they're really good at something else. I think we're dealing with a lot of kind of not great players, and you're trying to get something great out of a guy, but he doesn't have a great supporting cast.
Right. Yeah, I agree. And what about Tariq Cohen? Is he still a Bears or a free agent?
He is a free agent, and
okay.
I think he would have been a great addition to Justin Fields. How do you feel about the play of our secondary? I think that our draft capital on the defensive side should be going towards the D-line first, then the linebackers. I actually think our secondary, we got a pretty decent secondary right now.
There's a whole bunch of grabbing and pass interference the refs let y'all get away with.
Well, that's true.
I think y'all should build that offensive line up. That's
Yes.
what I think.
And maybe another running back, maybe like a little quick shifty running back, like how you was mentioning
Uh-uh.
about Tariq Cohen.
I would go with a receiver, a big receiver, and an
No,
offensive line.
I mean you can get a shifty running back like late in the draft. I wasn't talking about anything by early, or maybe a
Uh,
free agent, or Tariq Cohen again, or
well,
resign
because
Tariq Cohen.
you got a running quarterback, and then you got Montgomery. He's all right to me. I like him. So you don't really need another running back because your quarterback is going to be running, and you got Montgomery running. You don't really need a third one. You're
No,
just going to be taking a pine.
Well, you got
the shifty
Khalil Herbert.
running, yeah, the shifty running back is for Justin to dump it off to and run
Right.
screens and everything. So that'll be like another wide receiver like Christian McCaffrey. That kind of sort of thing. Not for him to run the football, it's for him to for Fields to dump it off to.
Well, they got a running back, but he's hurt right now. So they
Yeah.
only draft
Yeah,
another
he's
one.
talking about Herbert. He's talking about Herbert.
Yeah, Herbert's
Khalil
nice.
Herbert. Yeah, Herbert's real nice. I think they need 2 wideouts. They need 2 wideouts. Do you think
See.
they got away with a lot of hold in the secondary today?
I
Yeah.
think that shit was obvious.
Nah, I think it was called that way on both sides, but I think the Bears secondary, particularly the draft picks from this past draft, Gordon and Brisker, they took their bumps early in the season. They've improved a lot. So has Kendall Vildor. I think these guys have gotten a lot better, and that experience, is no substitute for it. I think that's probably the last place I'm putting my draft capital is in the secondary. I'm not saying we couldn't use help. You can always use help, but
No,
I
I
think
agree.
the
I agree.
priority is O-line, D-line, wide receiver. Those are your top 3 needs.
I say O line, wide receiver.
Now our D-line is like sometimes they're not even a D-line. Those are just big fans that have field passes. I mean, there's times where we get, our pass rush is the equivalent of 4 brothers on the street corner sharing 1 can of beer. No buzz. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, no, we need Justin Jones is the only person on the D line that I would keep.
Mhm.
He would come back next season. I had high hopes for Travis Gibson. He's really disappointed me. And the other 2 guys, I don't even know their names. So it's like, though I would only keep Justin Jones. The other 3 D line spots, I got to fill those.
I hear you. It's kind of like what the Eagles did in the offseason because we got 2 new linebackers this year, and we got 2 guys on the defensive line that's starting this year that wasn't there last year. And look at us now getting all these sacks and shit.
Y'all put the blueprint out there. I mean, I watched Jalen Hurts his rookie year when he got a few starts there at the end. Then I saw a lot of their games last year, and I saw the growth to where he was a average, kind of decent passer, could make some plays with his legs, could extend some plays. Then they got out another offseason of workouts. He got a little bigger, a little stronger, more accurate, and he got better tools in his toolbox now. And it's all come together.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if Ryan Poles plays his hands right, the Bears could be on a similar trajectory.
Yep. Very true.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hoping for, at least. That's what I'm hoping for. I mean, I like Hurts a lot. I like the makeup of that team. You see what it's like when you got a real pass rush, which they have. And that's why I say D-line, it got to be right up there with O-line and wide receiver for our needs, because Philly's D-line got a pass rush with 4 down linemen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the Bears don't have that.
Yeah. And the
So,
Eagles are still not playing Nakobe Dean, which would have helped out with going against a running quarterback.
Yeah.
I'll
It's
tell
all
you,
good. I like to see him play next year.
Mm-hmm.
if the Eagles don't, and the Cowboys just lost to the Jags in overtime.
Yes.
I saw that.
So if the off a tip drill pass, the guy scooped it up about 6 inches before it hit the ground. and ran in for a touchdown, walk-off touchdown. I think
I didn't see the play though.
Yeah, I saw the play. I was watching on bonus coverage. So to me, this season, the Eagles' only roadblock, I never thought it was Dallas anyway, because I think Dallas is always like a dead battery away. You know, it's like I never trust Dallas. But I do think if the Eagles run into San Francisco in the playoffs, they could have problems, even with the third string quarterback, because to me, Kyle Shanahan is just the best play caller in the league. And he's going to call plays that complement him, and they have a defense too. Outside of that, Eagles should be steamrolling to the Super Bowl. I don't see anybody else in the NFC. The Vikings are a fraud, you know.
Thank you for saying
I don't think
that.
much of them. Yeah, the Vikings are a fraud, and nobody in the NFC South is really worth talking about.
Right.
It's really is Frisco, Frisco versus Eagles, or Frisco versus Cowboys in NFC title game. And I don't think the Cowboys will get there. I think it's going to be a nice old school battle, Philly, San Francisco. The game will be in Philly, so advantage Philly there. And maybe this is their year to get that second ring. You guys going to, get your hands sized up now, because the Bears coming for theirs in 2 seasons. So I want you to go and get your ring now. Go and get your ring now, because we putting in the work. But
yes,
I don't really see anybody standing in their way, because the Eagles did not play that well today, and you still had 300-yard passing. What about 50, 60 yards rushing? For Hurts. So it's just shit, man. They just good. I mean, that's a good ass team.
Yeah, our play caller was going to get us in trouble.
Yeah,
because he calls a shitty game week in after week, man. It's killing us. Like, we had 2 carries this week for running backs in the first half.
3.
That's ridiculous. 3.
It was 3. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. No running back carries in the whole first quarter. That's crazy.
Right. And speaking of the NFC South, Phil mentioned last week that the playoffs should go on record, not who's number 1 and number 2 in your division. So Tampa Bay currently has a 6-7 record. They're the 4th seed. They're in first place in the NFC South in the 4th seed. The Cowboys with a 10-3 record has a 5th seed. So they have a better
right.
They have better playoff standing. Go ahead.
Well, the Bucks would be a host. They would host a game, and that's like,
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's
that happened one year where the Seahawks ended up 7-9, but they hosted a home playoff game because they were division champ.
Yeah, that's.
And I agree with you. They should redo that. You should not get rewarded for being mediocre. Just because
if you got a shitty ass division, everybody bad, then all y'all missed the playoffs. Fuck that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it should be the best teams.
Yeah,
and if you don't qualify, or if you in a situation like them where you under 500, yeah, you qualify, but you in the wild card round on the road, like your record dictates, what happens. So,
and I also forgot.
Yeah, but I think this is their year.
Yeah, I also forgot the Giants, who have a winning record, and the Buccaneers have a better playoff standing than they do.
Yeah, the Giants ain't ready though either. I mean, Philly is the class of that division. They're better than the Cowboys. They're better than the Giants. They're better than Washington. And I actually think Washington is a grittier, tougher team. I think in a playoff game, Washington gives a better game than Dallas. I don't know why. I just think
ESPN said Dallas was the best team last week.
Dallas has bad coaching. They got an overrated quarterback, and they just got a history of not getting it done. I mean, last year they were high seed. 49ers went in there and wiped them out. Mm-hmm. I mean, they just got off the bus running, and they knew they could just run the ball down the Cowboys' throat. The Cowboys do this all the time. One thing about being a Chicago Bears fan, it's like we don't just go out here and get 12-win seasons all the time and, fool people, get to the playoffs and then do nothing. If we're going to stink, we're going to stink. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're gonna be bad.
Yep.
We're gonna be bad. But it's like the Cowboys do this. They got an owner that has all of the, financial resources at his disposal, and they just can't get it right.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think this year will be any different. I
Yep.
think the Cowboys, they'll make the playoffs, but they're gonna be a one and done.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever they get. Seattle, I can see Seattle doing them. I can see Washington doing them. I mean, I know Philly won't be in that first round. They'll have a bye. But
Yeah.
I can see whoever they get in that first round, whether it's San Francisco, Seattle, if they get there, Washington, the Giants, I could see them handling their business against Dallas and Dallas having some type of excuse as to why they came up short yet again.
So Phil, mentioning the Cowboys, the Eagles played the Dallas Cowboys on Christmas Eve, December 24th. What's your thoughts about that game?
It should be a good game because it's a rivalry game. You know what I mean? I know they pissed off they just lost the way they lost, so they got something to prove. But we always get it up for the Cowboys too. So especially with Michael Parsons talking shit about Hurts, we should come out and it should be a good game and we should be able to beat them though.
All right, so you're saying that the Eagles are going to win. Now,
Yes.
New Year's Day, the Eagles play the Saints. Now, this is a sit-down game in your opinion, right?
Yes.
Okay. So,
Wait,
Mr.
is that the last game of the season or second to last?
It's second to last, but the Eagles is up on Dallas by 2 games. So if they win next week, that means they'll wrap everything up for the division. So they can sit down. Maybe I guess San Francisco has the same record as the Cowboys, right? 10-3.
No, they got 4 losses.
Oh, okay. So they might not sit down this game.
Yeah, probably not because you got to make sure you win home field throughout.
Yeah, they probably not going to sit down New Year's Day. It'll be the game after that. That's when they'll probably sit everyone down.
The finale.
Yes.
So you're saying if they get to, let me see. So today was what? What did the Eagles? What was this at 13th win?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they got 13 wins, 1 loss, 3 games left. You're saying if they win the next game, they'll be 14 wins with 2 to go. And if they beat, you saying you guys played Dallas on Christmas Eve. So if you beat Dallas, they'll still be stuck at 10 wins.
Right.
You'll have 14. Technically they could sit both of those games. Because who's to say the backups won't win a game?
Right. If it was
you got to make sure Minnesota and the 49ers don't try to take that home field throughout.
Yeah, but the 49ers only got 9 wins.
No, it's 10.
You're way
10.
ahead of them now.
No, they're 10-4. And Minnesota is 11-3. Yeah, Minnesota's 11.
All right, so you only got a couple games. You got a couple games on both of them. Okay.
Right. So they'll probably play the Saints and sit out the Giants game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Mike. So the Chicago Bears is playing the Buffalo Bills on Christmas Eve. What's your thoughts about that game?
Probably a loss. I mean, look, man, I'm a realistic fan. I've been following this team since I was, my dad started me watching when I was 8 years old in 1982. So bad teams, I've seen competitive teams, and I've seen good teams. I don't expect us to necessarily win any of the remaining games. I didn't expect them to win today. I know we got Buffalo. I think we got Detroit in there who's up and coming. And I forgot our other game. But I don't expect us to do Yeah, we got the Lions, we got the Bills, and somebody, I think maybe the Vikings. So I don't expect us to I mean, we might slip up and win one game. We've been close in a lot of these games, got a lot of close losses, but that's part of learning how to win. So I don't expect us to necessarily win any of the games. At this point, it's probably in our favor to just play hard and maybe come up a little bit short. make this draft pick, this first round pick that'll probably be top 3. See if we can take that into a lower first round pick and get somebody to throw in a couple of 2s and a 3 and maybe a player with it. So I think that's where their mindset, because we probably ain't beating Buffalo. You know, we ain't beating Buffalo because Buffalo ain't sitting all their players down. You know,
Right.
the Lions, we've been feasting on the Lions. Mitch Trubisky, believe it or not, ate Lions for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I think the Lions are better than the Bears this year. And, you know, I don't know if we get any of these games. As long as we keep seeing improvement in our, you know, players, this is just about evaluating who's getting a call back to come back next season and who's getting a pink slip.
Right. So
That's what these last few games are for realistic Bears fans like me. We got a coaching staff in place now. You know, we got some core players. We need a lot more. But you guys, you know, in Philly, shown that you can go from being kind of a marginal playoff team one season to being a Super Bowl favorite the following season.
right.
It doesn't take that much.
Right. So what part? Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just said so. Yeah, I don't expect much. I think we might keep it close. You know, we might keep it close. Most of our games been close, but I don't expect us to win. But I'll be happy if we do.
Mhm. So what part of Chicago are you from?
I'm from an area called South Shore.
Yeah, I heard of South
I'm from
Shore.
like around where Michelle
Kanye
Obama
what? Yeah,
neighborhood.
Kanye
Yeah,
West is from
Kanye
South
West
Shore.
is from
Yeah.
this neighborhood too. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Now, how the South Shore? I'm assuming that's close to the water.
yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yep,
So,
yep.
how far is that from the south side?
It's on the south side. It's
But
it's on the south side. It's like the South Lakefront. So where I live is about by car probably 10, 12 minutes from where they're building the Obama Center. And the South Shore Cultural Center starts our lakefront biking path. If you ever seen the Blues Brothers, that's the arena that they're performing in the movie. You know, it's called
you outdated yourself there.
yeah, it's an old Chicago movie. But yeah, I'm on the south side. I'm like southeast side. So I'm a lakefront person. Uh I could ride my bike to Soldier Field for a game. Matter of fact, that would be better than driving, as bad as the traffic be going there.
Right. Dale, why do you call yourself the bargain brother?
I mean, I am always hunting for a deal. I mean, I like a lot of these apps that people use now. I was using those travel apps, man, 20 plus years. Like I was using stuff like Priceline and Hotwire when they first came out.
Mhm.
Like first came out. And I had a buddy that used to call me cheap bastard travel. Because he's like, you be going all over the place. And I'm like, yeah, and I'm flying to Miami for the cost of to fill up a Tahoe. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was literally going to like taking round trip flights for $100 and finding hotels on like Priceline and Hotwire when they first got started. And that's where I had a friend that kind of gave me that label, cheap bastard travel. And I just came up with the bargain brother from that.
Well, Mr. Mikey ran into two brothers that's always hunting for bargains and deals. We talk about our bargains on here. Philip just last a couple of weeks ago, he talked about how he got a Christmas tree on a bargain. So we talk about returning items and getting new items back. So you ran into some good guys that's into the same thing.
Man, when I say I look for bargains on stocks, real estate, cars. I mean, you name it. I just think that like no matter what the asset is that you're buying, like you talked about a Christmas tree, It could be a flat screen TV. It could be whatever. It's like you always should be buying undervalued.
Yes.
Always. I see people overpay for everything, and I really don't understand why. Whether it's cars, I mean, I haven't had a car note in 15 years, but that's because I've always had enough cash to find a desperate seller. And if I can find a desperate seller, I can buy a car way undervalued, and now I got no car note. You know, if I don't have a car note, I don't have to carry full coverage insurance, so my insurance becomes cheaper. It's just, I ain't got no shame in it. I'm a cheap ass. I buy good companies, stocks, dirt cheap. I bought Overstock.com in the pandemic when it was $4.20. I sold it when it was $22. I recently just bought Carvana, which was threatening bankruptcy, at $3.89. I only had to hold it for a week, and I got like 30% return. Sold it for $5.30 a share. I mean, I just, I ain't got no problem saying it. I'm a cheap ass.
Yeah. It's very few things that I paid that I paid full price for. I
Full
always try
market
to,
value, yeah.
yeah. I always try to. Well, see, now it's easy. See, back in the days, it may be a little harder. Now it's easy. You can you like a pair of sneakers, you can find the sneakers. If a store have it, all you have to do is just search the store and see if they have any codes for 20% off, 30% off.
Right.
Sometimes they
Right.
always on sale. So it's not hard at all nowadays. Like you saying, like you should never have to pay full price for anything. Now you should never have to pay full price for toothpaste because you can find a deal on Amazon. So
But
there's
people do. That's the problem. They do. They still doing it. People
true.
still they're paying above full price. I think it's insanity, but people are still doing that. People don't even take advantage of the points they can get with their credit cards properly. I mean, even stuff like that, it adds up.
True.
So
And also the people need to know, as we talk about on here also, that you're the consumer. So you should never just listen to what the person that you're buying things from to tell you what to do or whatever. If something is defective and ain't right, always return it. Email the manufacturer, call them, because like I say, it's been plenty of times on here that we talked about how we emailed or we called the manufacturer and we got a new or sometimes even better version than what we paid for.
Yep.
without a doubt. I mean, I'll give you guys a quick story. My sister talk about me like a dog because I still like to go to the movies, and I'll take my family to the movies, and then I'll give a horrible review of the movie theater. I mean, like I will just chew them to shreds online, and I will request a call from a representative, and I end up getting free passes.
Yeah, they do that all the time. Yeah, they
So
do.
it's like, I mean, and she talks about it for that. I'm like, look, why not take the free passes? If I can get free passes, well, did you really have that bad experience? No, it was fine, but they don't want that type of data out there. so,
Yeah.
so it's just, I think it's just being a smart consumer in the times we live in now. I think
Right.
you should get as much as you can for your money. The cost of things have accelerated much faster than most people's salaries. So why not get more?
Right.
So
And Phil, what did your grade school teacher? What first of all, what grade was you in, and what did the teacher tell you?
It's pretty much what we're talking about. He said that was the ninth grade. I was at the freshman center,
Hmm.
Marcham Freshman Center. So it was like the whole building, every floor was everybody in the building was ninth grade. And he used to always, and that's probably the only thing that stuck in my head from that dude. But he said, you never have to take stuff like that when you buy products and stuff. You know what I mean? You can always write to the company if something ain't right or whatever. He just went into details about that, and since then I've been doing it.
Yeah.
Shit, I fussed up and made a fuss about McDonald's because they was back there playing some fucking hip hop music and playing around, and I'm standing in line and ain't nobody trying to come to the register. This was years ago, so I made a complaint about it, and the district manager called me up. She wound up sending me like 4 or 5 McDonald gold cards, and it was like you can get whatever you want off the menu for free. I wound up giving them out. I ain't even use them.
Hmm. And I told the story on here about the Timberland boot story. Now, these boots I had for like 15 years. I had them when I was still in school, and I never wore them. The only time I wore them is when I was shoveling snow. So I was shoveling snow one time, and like the sole had came off the bottom of it, and so there's a shoe repair shop not too far from here, and I had told the guy that can you just glue it back. And he was like, "No, don't glue it back. Look, I'm not gonna glue it back. This is what you do. You call them and you tell them what happened. They're gonna tell you to write a letter and you send the boots in." And I'm like listening to them talking. I'm like, Dad, they're never gonna allow these because I had these boots for like 15 years. And I'm just listening to him talk or whatever. Oh, yeah, all right, all right. And I said, well, hell, let me try it. So I called there and they said, well, what was wrong? I told them what happened and everything. And they said, well, send a letter and describe what's going on the letter and send the boots. And like I say, about 4 weeks later, I came home and it was a fresh new pair of Timberland boots sitting in front of my doorstep. And ever since then, I always, every time when something wrong like that, I always call and see if I can get a newer
A replacement.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And
Now y'all both in the Philly area?
yes.
So I've been to Philly a couple of times, and I got a question for you. The
Please,
first time I went to
I hope it
Philly,
ain't about cheesesteaks.
it ain't about cheesesteaks. So I actually enjoyed the Philly hoagie more than the cheesesteaks,
Mm-hmm.
to be honest. I forgot where I had it at. It was some Italian sounding name restaurant, but I had the Philly hoagie and the cheesesteak, and I liked the hoagie better. But we eat hoagies in Chicago too, so maybe it was just something I was more accustomed to eating. But I did like the Philly hoagie. So the first time I came to Philly, I took the train from Atlantic City because I was in Atlantic City for a fight. And the second time I came, I had a little real estate kind of work function. So if I'm a visiting fan, is it safe for me to go? What do they call it? Is it Lincoln Field?
Yes,
Lincoln Financial Field?
Yes.
All right. Is it safe for me to go to Lincoln Financial Field as a visiting fan?
Don't listen to those myths like you're going to get beat up and all that stuff because you have on a Chicago Bears shirt. Now, if you're being a complete asshole, anything can happen. But if you're just enjoying the game
Right.
with your Chicago Bears shirt on, there's not. That's like when people always say that. Well, I know it's a lot of urban people that urban mean black, say that how bad Chicago is. Oh no, I won't go to Chicago because it's bad. Everywhere you go in Chicago isn't bad. If you looking for
It ain't.
something. If you're looking for something, you definitely can find it.
Oh,
So
without a doubt.
yeah, so no, don't listen to that myth like people just going to just walk up and just punch you in the face because you got on a Chicago Bears shirt. If you want to sit back and enjoy your game, sit back and enjoy the game with your Chicago Bears shirt on or your Chicago Bears hat. Now, if you want to be drunk and saying F you to Eagles fans and all that stuff and laughing at them, then okay, now take your risk in your own hands. But
and stuff like that usually happen in the nosebleed where they get all rowdy and drunk. If you got like mid-level seats or whatever lower, you're fine. There's nothing happening down there. It rarely
right.
happens up there, but the situations that do happen, they make a big thing of it. But
Yeah.
it's rare that it happens.
Yeah, because they always
Do they
mention.
still got the jail?
I knew he was gonna
They still
mention
got the
that.
jail in the
I
basement?
knew he was gonna mention about the jail inside the that was Veteran Stadium. That was
I know
going
that
there
was the
for
old
20
vet.
years
So I'm
ago.
saying, do they got the jail in the new one?
No, there's no jail in
No
there.
jail? I mean, no, don't get me wrong. When I was in Philly, I mean, I partied a little bit on South Street and I had a good ass time. I ain't gonna lie. I had a good time, when I was in Philly. But I've been to Bears road games in the Midwest. I've been to Bears road game in Detroit, and I've been to Bears road game in Indianapolis. Those environments were fine. I have not been. To me, the East Coast, it's a different breed when you talk about sports fans and mentality in general. I always make a joke with my cousin. I always be like, all right, man, I'm going in the East Coast mode. And that means it's like I'm about to put my shoulder down and barrel over whatever in front of me. It's like, because it's just, you hear people talk, especially New Yorkers, it's just aggressive. It's a aggressive I've been there a few times, and I found New Yorkers to be aggressive as fuck.
Very,
really
very aggressive. Very
I
aggressive.
mean,
And then they all act like they can fight. And they're good for saying, man, well, I'm from Brooklyn. Like, just because you've been born from Brooklyn, you got genetically, it's in your genetics that you have like this fighting ability or something. I never understood that. Yeah, well, you can't do that to me because I'm from Brooklyn. Okay, and
well, it's on my bucket list now. You said it's cool. I might warm up with a Sox game first. I might warm up with a Sox game.
You're definitely cool at a Phillies game.
Okay, cool at the Phillies game. Okay,
yeah, you'll be fine.
Yeah, don't get into that. Yeah. Don't let that stop you from doing what you want to do. If you want to come to a Eagles Bears game, whenever that's going to be, probably no time soon. But if you wanted to come up here for a game, go for it. Don't let that stop from what you do. And do it with your Chicago Bears shirt on or your White Sox shirt on, your White Sox hat. Sit back and enjoy the game. Get something to eat, and no one's going to mess with you like that. All right, Mike, what's your social media?
Hey, you can find me at Bargain Brother Talks Money on YouTube. I do finance, credit union, banks, grants, all that type of stuff. Financial literacy. And I got a blog too, bargainbrothertalksmoney.com. And then, of course, Twitter at Bargain Brother.
All right, well, you can reach the Judgementals on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at pnljudgementals, Instagram at _Judgementals, YouTube also. They do that @ sign, so it's at PNL Judgementals. If you put at PNL Judgementals in the search bar, ours will come up. Or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. Mr. Mike, would you like to come on our show again?
Yeah, I'd like to come back sometime. Sure.
Yeah, it'll be after the new year. This is not football after the season because we can talk bargain stuff all episode long.
Absolutely.
So, all right, thank you for joining us.
Appreciate the invite, guys. Hey, and good luck to you guys in the playoffs. Like I said, get your ring now because in 2 years we coming for it. I'm pulling for you. For real. Get that ring now. Get that ring now. I like to, get that ring now because in 2 years, you're gonna just be polishing your ring. You ain't gonna be able to get a new one.
Mm-hmm. Now, since you old school, since you mentioned the Blues Brothers, I always like Chicago rap because y'all all rap fast.
Oh, yeah, I guess you could say they do rap. It started with
think
Twister
about
way
it.
back in the day.
No, not that fast. Not fast like Twister. Oh, I like Twisted too, but they all.
Oh, you talking about the drill type?
No.
Drill type music.
I'm talking about like when Common first came out, the Brat. They all rap fast. Like it's not Twister fast, but it was just a fast.
Right.
Yeah, like if you listen
Faster
to
style.
Yeah. Like if you listen to Take It Easy, Common Take It Easy, he's like rapping fast. He's like,
man, that's very early Common. That's like his first album, I think.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's way back. But yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah, I always like that fast style rap. So, all right, I can't wait till we get on here. We could just talk about deals and bargains.
Man, I got a feeling we're gonna be exchanging a lot of good information.
Yep. Especially Philip, because Philip is the one that got me into if service ain't right, to call company and complain.
Hey, you seen them pots and pans? You was busting on them, but what they do? They just sent me 4 brand new ones yesterday in the mail.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait, what was wrong with your pots and pans? Did they rust or something? Did the handle break?
They were supposed to be stick free. They're supposed to be non-stick and dishwasher safe. And my wife kept cussing at me, talking about I shouldn't have put it in the dishwasher. Now they don't stick. I said, well, the damn thing say dishwasher safe. It's supposed to be dishwasher safe. So I was like, well, I'm gonna write back to the company, let them know. Now them pots and pans had to be 2-3 years old, all rusty and beat up. And I wrote to them, and I took a picture of some eggs that we had fried up that was stuck in there. They just told me send the pictures in. I sent all the pictures in, and they sent me the newer models, not even the ones I had. It's like some newer models they sent me, but they sent me 4. Some things like $65 a piece too.
Mm-hmm.
The bad boys
like
is probably
the ones that they sent me is like a 10-year warranty on them.
Right. So when they go bad, you just hit them up and you get some more free ones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Oh, yeah, we do this all the time. Well, I told Philip the story about the battery. That's a long story about the battery, the car battery. I got a car battery story. I had took my hash trimmers. I got some new hash trimmers that I had to return the old ones. Oh man, we got so many stories that what we did, because a lot of people got that, especially us. They always got that. Oh well, fuck it, I'll just deal with it. No, you don't have to deal with it if you're a consumer. Get what you want.
And get it on their dime.
Exactly.
Let them pay for the shipping and everything.
Yep.
That's good. That's good stuff, man. Shoot. Hey, it's good to talk to other people that's mind is vibing that same way.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know this is what it is. Reach out to the manufacturers, make them own up to it.
Yeah. And I do that all the time.
Mm-hmm. Well, all right, Mr. Mike.
That's
we'll
cool.
Talk to you.
Well, I look forward to being on the podcast again, man. Again, best of luck to y'all in the playoffs. Get them rings now while you can get them.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, now. Okay.
And watch our eagles fly.